Taking a little break from muffins to talk about the fact that 54% of Americans are extremely concerned about loss of personal or financial information. To put that number in context, the 54%, 53% are concerned about losing their jobs, and 51% fear not being able to provide health care for their families. So today we're going to dispel some of those myths. We have David Ryan Polgar from copilotfamily.com. You're here to help us with our concern.
I am. I'm concerned too, and I hope you're concerned. Everybody is.
But I think it's one of those things too. The internet came on so fast that we didn't really think about safeguarding ourselves.
Oh my God, of course not, because we think of it in a similar fashion as we do TV, right? You turn on TV and you passively watch it. But the internet, going online, is different because it's this interconnectedness of the whole world, and that's exciting. But at the same time, like anything, there are certain dangers that you need to take precautions with.
So we have this great nonprofit, Stop, Think, Connect. They're helping us to stay safer out there. Tell us a little bit about them, their purpose, their mission, all that stuff.
Stop, Think, Connect. If you go online to stopthinkconnect.org, it's a great initiative that's saying before you connect to this wonderful world of the internet, you need to stop and you need to think. Right, you need to have this conscious computing. You need to go online, but really be cognizant of who you're talking to, because it's difficult. Because when you move to this digital world, it's tough to know, is somebody who they say they are? Is the information legitimate? Is it being hacked? Copyright concerns. There's a lot that as a digital citizen in 2015, you really need to be aware of.
And I think it's crazy too, because people like us, we didn't grow up with the internet.
Right.
But you have kids now, even teenagers, who've never been without it. They take what it is as gospel. So there's so much that needs to be talked about in terms of safeguarding our kids.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's why I was really attracted with StopThinkConnect.org, because they're basically saying that in the future we need this education, right? Because it's not just about saying, go online and you're automatically tech savvy. We have a misnomer because we call these kids today, we call them digital natives. But it's a misnomer because just because they're constantly online doesn't mean they intuitively know how to use this.
Exactly.
Right? So anything in life, when you're given a driver's license, you had to go through training for it. You had to take a test. You had driver's education. But think about it. We oftentimes give these proverbial keys to the internet without any sort of training.
It's similar. I mean, to dumb it down even more, I use a copy machine all the time with no idea of how it works, none of the mechanisms behind it. So that's kind of the first point, the stop in Stop, Think, Connect, is to learn your device.
Yeah, learn the device and really keep your machine clean. And what we mean by that is oftentimes we think of our smartphone or our device as kind of this entertainment center, and that's one part of it, but at the same time, because of its interconnectedness, we want to think of it in a very similar fashion as our computer. So does it have any malware on it? Does it have any virus? Is there any type of phishing that's going on? There's certain ways that you can go about checking this. In addition, you always want to stay on top of your security, stay on top of any updates that you have. Again, make sure your machine's clean.
Let's talk GPS settings too, because that's one of those things. I just got a new phone recently, and it always wants all these different apps and widgets and everything to know where I am.
Right.
I don't even want most people to know where I am.
And that's the funny part, is the average person doesn't necessarily want that, but we tend to choose that as the default, or that tends to be the default in a lot of our devices. This is a particular concern for parents who would obviously be concerned about their kids, because if they're posting something online and it says Johnny is in Kenosha, Wisconsin, then now anybody who's going online is seeing exactly where this person is. So we certainly want to recommend for kids and for parents to take off that geotagging feature, because most of the time you don't want to tell people exactly where you are. And again, it's a particular concern for kids.
Earlier we were talking about the potential to educate and all the misinformation on the internet.
Oh yeah.
We were talking before the show, there's this sextortion case. Was I pronouncing that right?
Yeah. Sextortion is sexual extortion. It's a major concern right now for a lot of teenagers, because when you combine hormones and a webcam, not a good combination. And hormones and webcam, it's pretty toxic.
And then also you melt in there the fact that there's things that exist like Snapchat, where you can take a picture and it goes away.
Exactly. And actually a positive development was in the past week, the Snapchat founders, they came out and said to their consumers, right, to their users, keep your clothes on. As we talked about before on Mass Appeal, keep your privates private, because when you have this communication that you think is private, the very medium of being online, right, of utilizing Snapchat, can cause something that's private to instantly go public. And that's actually a lot of these sextortion cases, situations on Snapchat, on Skype. There was a recent one where a person is maybe doing something explicit, something involving nudity, and because of a screen grab, because of something that's being recorded, now they're being extorted. The problem is, even though obviously extortion is illegal and we go strong after these individuals, sometimes it's very difficult online because the person could be out in Russia, they could be anywhere, and then they tend to utilize a currency, a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, which would be hard to trace. Easy to trace, you know, if you're using your Bank of America debit card, but when you're trading in Bitcoins, you know, that's something that's exploited sometimes by, you know, unsavory characters.
I think at the very least, you know, parents used to have the talk with your kids, right?
This is the new sex talk. It really is.
And we need this in schools almost, you know, social media education.
We certainly do. Actually, another positive development is New Jersey is about to pass a law actually instituting social media training in middle schools. In addition, California, very progressive about training this, because it's not just about parents. You have to combine parents and educators. Educators serve a valuable role in teaching kids to be proper digital citizens, to not only use the online world, but to use it effectively, efficiently, and safely.
Great point. Now, David, the nice thing is this chat is easier to have than the talk, so I'm glad we have a second talk.
Yes. Yeah, no awkwardness here, Seth.
Yeah, there's going to be no red cheeks and embarrassment. Still to come today on